How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down the 16 brand new diamonds that we have released into MLB The Show 20. As we can see, we have these postseason moments to unlock AL and NL choice packs, and we can choose 4 diamonds in each pack. Now that seems kind of interesting to me. If we add it to a collection, which we'll get into, we might be able to unlock an additional reward there. But so far, these players are looking pretty good. I'll talk about how the postseason program has kind of been released in previous years and how some of this content is similar in that way. So with that being said, these are all wildcard flashbacks, and you can unlock them in these new moments. So let's get right into it. We also have a new event coming out. We also have some brand new stuff. They have a Bob Gibson featured post here because he recently passed away. That's kind of cool. But let's go ahead and get into these moments first. They should be available right here. Okay, so in this postseason set, we have the NL and the AL wild card set. So we can choose 4 players from each of these packs, as it shows down here on the bottom right, which is pretty cool. These moments should not take too long here. I'm going to quickly scroll through. I'm not exactly sure, who you're going to complete these with. It lists them, but it's obviously the players that are included in the pack as well. So we'll show the players. I just want to quickly go through some of these moments. They're on pretty easy difficulty. Veteran and all-star, it looks like. And yeah, pretty solid, pretty solid. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cards on the market and just talk a little bit about them. See what they're looking like. Let's check out their quirks. See if they have, the live series quirks as well. And, I made a prediction video recently talking about some finest cards in Stage 4 Team Affinity, or some potential finest cards. And honestly, I thought to myself that some of those cards that I was talking about could also get a postseason card. I showed the postseason program at the end of the video in that last one. So feel free to check out a little bit about that. But we do have another Max Fried card. This is pretty cool. Max Fried here. 98 overall. Go ahead and hide the face cam. We'll talk a little bit about some of these players. And this one's looking pretty solid. 125 pitching clutch is the thing that stands out to me the most. He'll pitch really well with guys in scoring position. As, he allowed some hits in this game, but he pitched really well. 7 scoreless innings, obviously, and a 5-pitch repertoire. Pretty solid card there. And, I don't think this pack is tier-based or anything like that. You just get random players. You get, you can choose 4 of them. I'm thinking you get all of them in there, and you just pick and choose 4 that you want. Gio Urshela, 97 overall, pretty solid card. More of a righty killer. Reverse splits, will play all of the positions in the infield. Not bad at all. Not bad at all for Gio Urshela. Some of these cards might not load up for the card art, but they do look awesome as well, I must say. And this is also going to help with the Mike Trout collection. That's the main thing. And once we take a look at some of these players, we'll look at that collection tab to see if there's an additional postseason guy that they didn't reveal yet. But Josh Naylor looks pretty good. I got a chance to see him during spring training, and I don't think Tommy Pham was on the team yet. Maybe he did. Maybe he was, but I watched the Padres play the Dodgers. I don't know. I don't think Tommy Pham played. But this card looks pretty good. 80 fielding, solid power, hits that threshold. Kind of like a budget Craig Biggio out there in the outfield. Just from what I'm looking at here, my first initial thought. Yasmani Grandal, pretty solid card. They gave him another diamond catching switch hitter. We have another, switch hitting catcher right here. 100 power against both sides. 94 fielding with 88 blocking. 125 discipline. I think that's pretty much, that's higher than his other cards. I don't know if Yasmani Grandal has good discipline. I always thought that, when I'm using him, he gets a lot of weird check swings, but that should be helpful in that way. Chris Bassett was a card that I predicted to get a finest. Here he has a postseason. Very good all-around card. Sinker-cutter combination with that slow curveball. Pretty solid. 96 overall pitcher. I thought... I don't know. I said in my last video that he might have been a reliever. I don't know where I was getting that from. This is obviously a starting pitcher. But Ian Happ got a 95 overall card, switch hitting center fielder. He also had, a Players League diamond. So this is a boosted up card, very similar to that one. Just more stats against both sides, really. Jack Flaherty, not bad. I believe he had a finest card or a good diamond last year, and this is a pretty similar card. This reminds me of that 97 or 96 overall card that he got in last year's game. Very solid all around with the knuckle curve, sinker, slider, changeup, four seam, not bad. Chris Taylor, solid card here. He always has a good swing. I liked using this card in Showdown, or at least the silver. But this one, 85 power against both, 83 fielding, kind of a utility player. And honestly, with this postseason program and how they've done it in years past is that you will be able to get a couple good players. Like this guy right here, I think is the best one out of them all, Fran Valdez, because he's a lefty reliever with 74 stamina. I mean, this is really good. He's got a sinker, changeup. Let's see if he's got a couple good quirks on there. I don't know if anybody has any live series quirks. That's the one thing I wanted to look at. Yeah, they do. They do have their live series quirks, day player, stopper. So that's pretty awesome. But kind of to get back on track with what I was talking about, in years past, the postseason program was a really quick way to earn a few good diamonds on your team. In MLB The Show 17, you could get George Springer, the same card that we have in this year's game. But you could also get a few really good players to go along with that and build your team up very quickly. If you got the game late or if you're brand new to MLB The Show, I missed a couple guys here. Danny Jansen. I think I showed this one. I'm kind of just going through thinking about previous postseason programs. I know in MLB The Show 18, a lot of people use Steve Pearce, and that was kind of an end game card, but also a budget card, right? I mean, it didn't take very long to get him, but they're still very effective, and a lot of people used him at second base. So there are going to be a few good players in this thing, but it's mainly for people that have more of a budget team that may have recently got the game. Like, for example, I'm not going to use this pitcher, but he might be effective if you don't have, some of the other end game relievers. Brandon Woodruff was a card I predicted to get a finest card. Here he has, starting pitcher with 76 stamina. This isn't really usable to me, but I think it's a cool idea, right? That they gave him a postseason card. He did really well, struck out 9 batters in 4 2/3. I didn't even know that. That's really impressive. Tyler Duffy, relief pitcher, 3-pitch repertoire. Once again, not a pitcher that I would use, but pretty solid card if you need a budget reliever. And also a cool idea, once again. So let's take a look at this collection to see if there's another player that you can get from this. And I honestly don't even know where that would be. Let's go Legends and Flashbacks, Postseason 2020. And it doesn't look like there's another player here, but it says that it will be added later, right? Collect flashbacks from the 2020 postseason series to earn stubs, XP, and an exclusive player item to be added later. So there is a future card coming here, and it most likely will be, the MVP of the World Series or a player that has an incredible moment within the postseason that helps their team, win a big game or Game 7 to put them in a position for the World Series, something like that. I really think that we'll get, a featured card, maybe a walk-off home run type of player, the MVP like I mentioned, but that's pretty solid all around. And I know that this is also going to help with the Mike Trout collection as what am I looking at here? It looks like all these players have reset. So this is kind of interesting to me, right? The Trout collection, I have this completed, but before everything said complete. So this is kind of confusing me. That one wasn't complete. Future Stars. They've added some players to these sets. That's the difference. Okay. And this is cool to take a look at. I'm also going to go ahead and check out the brand new event. See if they extended rewards there. Okay, so if you collect more awards players, you can get more XP, ball and bundles there. That's pretty solid. I know you weren't able to get up to 45 or even 30 here. I was at 15 maxed out with this voucher complete since Mike Trout came out. So this is pretty solid. I think that this is pretty cool that they've kind of extended some of this. It also makes me wonder, is there going to be another collection program for another player? Maybe, hopefully not, but maybe Willie Mays in that way. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but let's go ahead and take a look at the other postseason cards on the market. I looked at this right before I started this video, and some of these players, it's a good idea to look and see. Okay, these players have not really changed too much. Some of them have gone down. Can you use the brand new postseason cards to lock in for Mike Trout? That's what I wanted to look at. So, postseason voucher, no. No, yes. I should look first before I just say no. Yes, you can. That's kind of how they've extended this as well. That's pretty cool. I like that. And you could before as well. You could definitely do this in last year's game. So that's solid. That is solid. Now let's take a look at the event really quickly. There is a brand new event. 3 inning games on All-Star. Playing at Petco Park. Using the teams from the Division Series. Let's see if they extended these rewards. I don't think so. Was it always to 200 wins? I can't remember. But it does go to 200 wins now. I think it did before. Maybe it went to 150. I'm not exactly sure, but I like it the fact that it's 3 innings, so that way this Goose Gossage will drop in price. I'm hoping that the other events will also be shortened games like that. 3-inning games will help the price of this card go down, and that's one thing I wanted to talk about as well. So with the postseason program, it's kind of a short grind to get those diamond players, but there are still some end game cards that you can get, or for example, this Goose Gossage, the other lefty reliever. There are some really good players that you can get. That had epic postseasons like this Goose available at this time. And, they've done the same type of thing in previous years. They had, Reggie Jackson postseason card, very similar to the one that we have as a Prime version, but that was released as an equipment collection. So they've done these types of things where you can get endgame postseason players. At the same time, they're going to give you some free guys that are more of a budget option. But that's going to do it for this video. Let's go ahead and take a look at this info just a little bit more further. But pretty solid all-around content. 16 brand new diamonds plus an upcoming collection reward. Thank you all for watching, and peace out.